Hi, I'm Ken Conley with the Home Inspection Network. Today I'm interviewing Tom Sansone of National Property Inspections out of Rochester, New York. Today our topic will be radon. My first question to you, what is radon? Everyone asks that question. We want to know.
Well, basically, radon is a radioactive and odorless, colorless gas. It's a byproduct of uranium, which can be found naturally in our soil. As uranium ore decomposes, it decomposes from a solid to a gas called radon. Now that it's a gas, it can seep into houses through little tiny cracks, crevices, and holes in the foundation walls and basement floors. And according to the EPA, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer. Smoking is still the number one cause.
So is radon a problem in your area?
Yeah, actually, a lot of people don't think radon is a problem in our area, but in fact, high levels of radon have been found in every town in the Rochester, New York area, and the EPA recommends that all houses be tested for radon. So we strongly recommend that you test for it, as well as if you do make changes in your house, especially if you improve energy efficiency, we recommend a retest. A good example of that is I actually had a client who didn't have a radon problem in his house, and then he replaced his windows and then did a test afterwards and found out that he had a radon problem after replacing his windows because he tightened up the house, slowed the air changeover rate to the point where the levels built up to the point where he elevated the radon levels in his house. So anytime you do any renovations, especially if you improve energy efficiency, you should do a retest.
Now, I don't know too much about the Rochester, New York, except for the Kodak company. Okay. Now, with the Kodak company being in Rochester, I'm pretty sure that's a big company out there. Does that affect radon levels in your area?
Yeah, a lot of people think that a lot of the companies, industries can be contributing to radon problems in their area, but it really has no effect. Radon comes from the ground, and it has nothing to do with what companies might be spilling on the ground, unless maybe they're spilling uranium ore on the ground, which is unlikely. So it'd be very unlikely that you that a company in the area could be having any effect on the radon levels.
A lot of folks, seem to have this thought that if their neighbor had a radon test and that test was low, what about if they bought a house next to that neighbor or across the street? Should they also get a radon test? What do you recommend?
Yeah, I hear that one a lot. A lot of people think that, because my neighbor didn't have a problem, then I don't. But that's not really true. One house could have a very high level, and the house right next door might not have any problem at all. That's why the EPA recommends that all houses be tested for radon.
Tom, you're definitely an expert. Appreciate you coming out.
Thanks for
Thanks.
having me.